Hey guys, welcome back to the Gotham Gypsy Sisters. I'm Kayla. And I'm Annie. You may know us from the TLC show Gypsy Sisters. We're here with our very own new podcast where we break down all things gypsy. From the culture to the fashion to our everyday lives. Each week, we will be updating you guys on what all has been going on in our very own personal lives, as well as breaking down the very next episodes of Gypsy Sisters as we watch them in order for the very first time right here with you guys. If this is your first time watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Today, we are discussing season 3, episode 6 of TLC's Gypsy Sisters, I Do, Take 2. This sounds interesting today. Could be crazy.
Richard proposed to me over the weekend.
Really?
The wedding has been set, and we are going to Ocean City, Maryland.
Party! If I plan this bachelorette party and she don't go out, there's gonna be hell to pay for her. I will rip her head out.
Before we go down to Ocean City to get married, I'm going to go down with the girls. Richard better be okay with me leaving a few days early. Otherwise, we may not be walking down the aisle.
In this episode, Kayla Nettie goes dress shopping for Kayla's dress. She does some pole dancing, and we all go on a trip to Ocean City. Okay, so let's dive into the first thing. I meet up with the girls to tell everyone that my kid's father and I are back together at this very point in time.
I want to show you what I've done over the weekend before I tell you anything else.
Oh my God.
Can you see it?
Yes. Oh my God. She has got Richard's name tattooed on her back.
In this scene, I will reveal my new tattoo with my kid's father's name tatted on the lower part of my back, which is now covered up, by the way. I don't know what made me think that, coming out of a separation for weeks and problems, I don't know what made us think if we wouldn't got tattoos of one another's names that it would. I tell you, tattoos won't fix anything. If anything, I've always heard it's a curse, but I don't really believe in that. And I mean, I did it, and I've had several since. So, yeah, I don't know what made me do it, but I did do it. And he did too. And like I said, needless to say, this many years later, he covered his, I covered mine. But it hurt like hell getting it done. I'll tell you that right now. It was a very painful tattoo. It's probably one of the most, that one hurt probably worse than any one that I ever got was on my back. Lesson learned. Don't go get a name tattooed on you no more. And I've done the same thing. So, in this episode, yeah, like, again, I went and got a tattoo. But the reason I went and got that tattoo is because we were just getting back together and we were getting ready to renew our vows, which was all very new and untold at the present moment in time. And I think we both thought if we wouldn't got each other's names tattooed on us and we're getting ready to renew our vows, but somewhere down the line, we thought that was going to fix things that were still broken. Well, it didn't. I got names and I got one covered up right here. We still got the other part of it, but I guess we've all been there, done that, and we're still kicking. Well, and after all these years later and many years of being divorced, I've done it again, but this time with Benny. And Benny and I have been together for almost 8 years. So if people say, did you learn your lesson about getting them tattoos? No, I did it again. It's fine. I guess, have you ever heard the old saying? I remember when my granny was living, she would always say, once you hit a certain age in life, you hit like a midlife crisis. I don't want to say like I hit a midlife crisis. I think I hit a midlife crisis way back that many years ago, like because I don't know. Actually, that was the first tattoo I ever had in my life. So how brave was I not to just go get it, but to get one stretched from hip to hip? Crazy. I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. That was my first tattoo ever, and I went as big and as loud as you could go. I done Carly's dad, regretted it, got it covered, And yeah, that's the only one I fully went through with getting covered up, like, and it hurt like a bitch too. Well, and with us renewing our vows at this point in the show, I have never and had never had a proper wedding. And to learn that we were going to actually do like a proper formal wedding, I wanted to just go all out. Like, I really wanted to just go like, I wanted to be a wow. But God had other plans because I didn't even wear the wedding dress I picked out. Nettie did. I never even wore that dress. I got to try it on, and that was as far as it went. Damn. Shit happens. I mean, Annie, you can relate. You never had a full formal wedding until you got with Carly's dad. But hey, I got to give it to you. You had a huge.
He was only the second person. Well, Trey, but
I'm just saying, our first marriages were not like what everybody's dream is. But with that being said, it wasn't either. It was also by choice. When I ran off at 16 years old, I said to myself, I don't need a big wedding. Like, why do I need a big wedding? And then after being married all those years and running into the trouble that we ran into and discussing the renewal of the vows, I thought, well, if we're going to do a renewal of the vows, we're just going to go all the way. But let's do something we've never done, and that's have that formal wedding. But, again, it just didn't work out. And whatever is intended for you will always be for you. And what's not, no matter what you do, you can stamp it, seal it, date and time it. It doesn't matter. If it's not for you, it's just not going to work. No matter what you do. If it ain't for you, you can't force it. Let's talk about Joanne and Nettie doing the oil pulling. Do you even know what oil pulling is, Amy? Some shit you put in your hair. No, you don't. You put oil in your mouth. Oh, yeah, I forgot. She put it in her mouth and let it sit there for 20 minutes while she cleaned her house. Okay, so let's back that shit up. I've never heard of people doing that.
oil pulling is a lot of different things it does for you. It removes your toxins from your body. It freshens your breath.
It freshens your breath.
It whitens your teeth, too.
I'm doing this oil pulling because it helps me keep my body in check with my lupus because it cleanses my body of all toxins.
I've heard of people doing it, and I'll tell you what oil pulling is most relatable to. When you brush your teeth and you get done and you rinse your mouth out and you're splish-squashing all, the water in your mouth to get all the toothpaste out, that's oil pulling, but with oil, not the water. And yes, Nettie says that it's a gypsy tradition. It may be for them. I've never done oil pulling. I'm not interested in it, but I can't say myself if it works or not because I've never tried it, nor am I interested in trying it. But I guess if it was to work, I would give it a shot. I'm more on the fact that she said it only takes, when she does the oil pulling, that she cleans her house while she does it, and it only takes 20 minutes. No, that was an exaggeration. It had to be. She was just being funny because I've seen Nettie tear her house down from morning to 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening and still going strong. It takes us longer than 20 minutes to clean a freaking camper. So yeah, no, that was all a joke on her part. The oil pulling, maybe it is a gypsy tradition in their household or for them, but I'm not against it. I've just never done it. But that 20 minutes to clean her house and oil pull, yeah, I don't know about that one. And as far as cleaning and oil pulling, what would your least favorite thing with house cleaning be? Like, what do you hate most about cleaning
the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm not big on. I don't like cleaning the bathroom either. But the bathroom is like one of those you got to keep as clean as the kitchen at all times. But for me, I don't mind going through my whole place. I love even doing laundry. I hate putting it away. I can do everything with house cleaning and laundry, but when it comes to putting laundry away, no, I don't like it. And maybe it's because I've downsized big time, but I still wouldn't change a thing about where I'm at. But I don't like putting laundry away, guys. What is your typical routine, Annie, daily for cleaning? And then I'll tell you all mine. I get up out of bed, start my laundry, Then just start cleaning and then go about my day after my house is clean. But we're in an RV now, so it don't take as long to clean as it does a house.
Well, growing up, I was like diagnosed with ADHD. Some people may know that, some people may not.
I don't even like shoes in my house.
And I'm a little OCD, not to the extreme like most with OCD, but when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is get up, get a shower. I get on my TikTok live. I'm off at 11:30. When I get off at 11:30, I land in my kitchen. I start running bleach water immediately, and I just start. If I have dishes, I wash them. Then I bleach down my counters. Then I come to the living room. I might toss a few pillows around, dust a little bit. Then I go to the back. I'll start the back bathroom before I'm even finished back there. I'm up in the front starting this one. So by the time it's all said and done, I'm in every area of this camper. I'm cleaning every room at the same time as I'm going. Maybe if I'm picking up a sock from here and taking it to the back while I'm back there, I might just go ahead and pull out a load of clothes and wash, fold what's in the laundry, come back out here, vacuum, mop. But in reality, it only takes me about an hour and a half to do a good clean in this camper. Now, if I spring clean, it's going to take me about a half a day because then I like to lift all my windows up, clean my windows, my window sills inside and out. Like, I'm talking about thorough, not a piece of lint in a corner. I do that twice a year. I do it in spring and then somewhere throughout the winter between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because those are two of the biggest holidays in our home. And we normally have a lot of people in and out and whatnot. So I like to stay on my game with my cleaning. I love cleaning. Really, it keeps me on my feet. It keeps me busy.
So, Kayla, what's your favorite cleaning product? Because mine's Clorox.
Girl, get out of here. Mine's Clorox Bleach. Quit playing.
That's mine. So that's what I was raised up on.
She uses generic. I use
No, I don't. I use brand. You want to know why I use brand? Let me tell you why I use brand. If you use brand, your stuff turns out pretty and white.
Right. If you use all brand, it'll turn out yellow.
Yeah, it turns out yellow. So I like brand name Clorox Bleach. Everybody knows that. And I go in a store, my kids know to grab Clorox Bleach. Like, for real. This is like a no joke. When we go somewhere and I run out of it, I have to have brand name.
I feel like we should have hoodies and t-shirts that says, I swear by Clorox Bleach. Bam.
Dang. We might be get one of those, Nettie.
Wouldn't hurt us.
I think our whole family loves Clorox.
I mean, the only thing we'd be missing is the Clorox spray, baby, all over that shirt. That'd be all we'd be missing.
Damn. Maybe we need to do the shirt with the Clorox.
Has anyone ever thought about making a perfume like out of Clorox, but with a sweet?
So you know we need it for when we go in the bathrooms and stuff, like in the public.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, mine'll always be Clorox Bleach, forever and always.
Mine too.
And you know, with all this topic on Nettie being able to clean a house in 20 minutes and me pretty much telling you it takes me about an hour and a half, are you still doing your cleaning over there every day and cabin cleaning?
No, I took time off of cabin cleaning. I didn't quit, but I took time off.
Also, you're not fully out?
No, I only do TikTok and stay at home.
Oh, so now you're a full-time live streamer.
I mean, I've only been getting on once a day this week. I normally get on a couple times a day, but yeah.
Well, how's that been working out? I mean, is it better to stay at home and run your TikTok and be a businesswoman?
Well, I don't know. TikTok gets a little stressful. It takes the life out of me, I feel like. I feel like it's draining. It's life draining.
It is, and it does look easy to the viewers on the other side. They probably think, oh my gosh, they get up there and they probably make bukus of money, this, that, and the third. No, it truly is draining. She's not lying about that. It is very draining. And sometimes it's just as mentally draining as it is like physically.
Yeah, you got to stay energized all the time and uppity, and you got to look right. Your appearance, I don't know.
Well, at the end of the day, I would not trade it for anything. That is my full-time job. Not only is it a full-time job, I look forward to it because I build something on that app that you can't build out here on the streets, and that's a huge support system beyond the gifts. Like I feel like I've gained a whole nother family. Yeah. So let's talk about when my kid's father and I sit down and explain to the kids that we were going to do a renewal of our vows.
What's going on? Y'all know that it's been a rocky past few months with me and your dad. We've been arguing a lot, but we're doing a whole lot better.
Now go ahead, let them know what's going on.
So, me and your dad are having a big wedding. We're gonna renew our vows.
What?
This is gonna draw our family closer together.
We both kind of sit down and talk to them. They were not expecting it. However,
They look so young.
they were very young, but they were very, very excited at that moment. I guess when you have children, when you're happy and your kids see you happy, they're going to genuinely be happy for you. Just as well as there's things that come up that looks really, really bad from the outside coming in, but at the end of the day, your kids are always going to be supportive of your true happiness. And at that point in time, that's what was going on. And they were looking forward to it. I think Sissy was even talking about, could she be a flower girl? Her and Little D.
Tiny, I remember.
Yeah, they were so freaking small, but man, that been many moons ago. Many, many moons ago. It wasn't a hard conversation to sit down and talk to your kids about. We took our kids and talked to them like a family, just like I do today. About, if there's something big going on in my life, I'll bring them in, set them down, and talk to them the same way. And even though they're grown now, we're still that way. I don't leave them out of the loop on anything. I know that the show kind of come off as if we were like very open to the world about everything, but in reality, no, absolutely not. I was only open to the things that I felt was okay to bring public. Not everything needs to be seen and heard to the world, because everyone has a private life as well. So throughout the whole process of filming, yes, it looked like my whole life was open, but no, my whole life was not fully open to the public. Only what I wanted open. So when we were talking about the renewal of the vows and whatnot, that was just a big thing that was going on in my life at that time. And I had to bring that to the table and to our show, because it was going to be aired. It was going to be filmed. And we chose to allow that to take place. Although it didn't go through, it was just what was going at that time.
Do you remember telling Richard about all the preparations that the girls want to do? Going to Ocean City a few days ahead of time or something like that?
Yeah, yep. And at that time, I know that he was not for us taking that girl trip to Ocean City. And buddy, that's where it all went down south.
Before we go down to Ocean City to get married, I'm gonna go down and get some preparations for the wedding done and out of the way with the girls. I didn't use the word bachelorette party because I didn't want to scare Richard.
I don't think that's gonna fly.
He just wasn't for it. And I thought, what's the problem? What's going and having a bachelor party? A bachelorette, but a good, clean bachelorette party, right? I mean, if I never had the formal wedding, I never had a bachelorette party. And so since we were talking about the renewal of the vows and doing this big wedding, I was going all the way. And that's where it was not okay. That's where all the problems started right there. Again, that's where it all just...
He told you it wasn't going to fly. He said, nope, that's not going to fly. He wasn't happy about it. Wasn't going to have it, which I'd never had a bachelorette party either, ever.
But you know what? I did go. And if that's if it took that for you to get that bitter, I'm glad to see this at that point. Then to go through with that, it has something that minor pop up down the road, and then your whole marriage is at jeopardy again. So really, it was a lesson learned right there. That was a big lesson learned. And it wasn't a good one because everybody has bachelorette parties. I mean, damn, I didn't see no harm in that. But not taking up for anyone, but everybody's got their own rules and the way they want to live. And I think as far as me, I was more of a very outgoing person. I really wasn't jealous because I like to live free-hearted. If I have to worry about things or be jealous of things, then I can't really be at peace in my heart. So that's where I started to see a bigger picture.
Well, let's talk about you and Nettie going dress shopping.
Oh, yes. I need to try it on.
The perfect Romney wedding dress. Oh my God,
Oh,
the
I need
diamonds are made into a bow.
They sure are.
And look at your size.
Voila.
Voila.
In this scene, it says you asked Nettie to go because she has good style. Do you still feel that way? Which Gypsy sister has the best style? Hey, I say to the day, Nettie still can. She still got style.
I was just going to say,
She got style with classes. She got it all, baby.
regardless our differences with one another,
She's always had style.
she's definitely got good style. She's got good taste, and
She dressed me a few times on the show, I won't lie.
yeah, and me and her together can really pull some shit off together. What I don't have an eye for, she did, and what she didn't, I did.
And we really all loved bling back then.
Oh,
I
big
mean,
time.
not that we don't love it today, but back then,
It was even bigger. Well, now we're all like older, and we're kind of going with the time that we're in.
well, while you was trying on the dress, you kept on talking about titty bowls.
Well, who's never heard of that before?
Titty bowls. That's what I say it to today.
I was just joking with her. That those words come from her, and it stuck with me, and I started saying it to her.
Heard it my whole life.
Oh, I've heard it, but she's the one I heard it from, and it just always stuck. And anytime you want to get a good laugh going, titty balls. That was a good laugh.
No joke. Wow.
Well, Annie, let's talk about when I called my mother and tell her about me getting my bowels renewed at this time.
Well, Richard just proposed to me to do a wedding renewal.
Oh, well, that sounds nice.
It feels good to call my mom up and give her such great news. My mom approved of my first marriage to Richard, and she's definitely going to approve to renewing of my vows.
Hey, she seemed happy.
Once again, as a mother, me being a mom, as a mom, you're going to be happy for your children, and your children are supposed to be happy for you. And that was my mom's. And my mom knows that she takes my judgment for the good. So if I were to just call her up one random day and tell her I was going to just get married to just anybody,
Well, she's gonna tell you if she likes that person or not.
she'll be straight up.
And that was Kayla's first love at the time. They ran off. They had kids together, so they were renewing their vows, and that was like a big thing to call mom to say, "Hey, we're going to renew our vows. Like, we want you to be there."
Yeah, I mean, that was just, I was very young. I think I was in my early
You were
20s.
He's talking about writing a letter to her. You were earlier than your 20s when you got married.
No, about renewal. I was
yeah, you
still in my 20s. I was very young. Very, very young. I think I was like,
Well, I'm 40 and we ain't filmed in 10 years. So no,
I was in my late 20s. I got with Benny when I was 35, and I had been separated at that time for like 3-4 years, something like that. Yeah, I was like 20. I was probably 27 when I was talking about that renewal. Somewhere in there, 27, 28. I don't know. It's been a long time, guys. Again, we're just now watching all this for the first time with you guys. And going back that many years ago, it's hard to remember like every little 17.
the news.
It was very, very, we were all young. Down to my kids when I divorced, George was 7.
You was 30, like 31, 32.
I just in my late 20s.
Let's talk about Joanne making chicken and dumplings for Nettie and Mellie.
Go like on that side and do it. Here you go.
Would you be quiet? I got her out there cooking.
You know how to make chicken and dumplings? You know how to make that.
She's crazy.
Mellie comes in acting over the top. What's going on? Mellie's always acting over the top. That's what's going on. She's always in the mood. She's always Mellie.
Maybe it's the fact that Nettie didn't ask Mellie to make the chicken and dumplings, and she asked Joanne, which Joanne can make some chicken and dumplings. Let's get real. Her chicken and dumplings
All her
tastes like my granny's. Yeah.
While they're sitting at the table, Nettie says Mellie hasn't drank in 2 months. Kudos. Kudos.
But the New Orleans trip was only a few weeks prior to this. You get it? A few weeks.
Not even possible. Yeah, it wasn't a few months.
No, it was just a few, maybe 2 weeks, but not 2 months.
Yeah, I don't even remember. We didn't even stop production back then.
But you know what? If she did make it 2 weeks back at that time, that was a big up for her because she was drinking every day, which that was her choice. That was her thing. It was ruining her life. So I think at some point she realized that drinking was not only ruining her life, it was coming in between like everything in her life. It was ruining the relationship with her. She had her child's father, other potential relationships. So to make that judgment to quit drinking was definitely much needed because it wasn't a good thing. She was spiraling out of control with the alcohol. Her without alcohol is enough. With alcohol, it's over the top. So, Annie, let's talk about when me and Mellie go to the pole dancing class.
That sounds painful.
Pole dancing? For real? I'm not a stripper.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
I don't know how I am because I thought I don't know.
We're going to do some pole fitness today. We'll give you a full body workout, but we'll take it easy on you
Am
today.
I in the right clothes for
Yep,
this?
you look perfect today.
Well, if somebody told me they was going to a pole dancing class, I'd say, well, when are you going to start stripping like? Did you get a job? Is it at a strip club? No, it's an actual, I think it was called Sassy Fitness or Sassy, something pole fitness, Sassy Cat, something like that. But anyway, when I found out that that's what we were actually like going to really link up and do, I was a little nervous about that because I've never been on a pole. Not judging anyone that has, I've just never. So I wouldn't even know, at the time, I didn't even know where to begin to get on a pole. But going there, I found out that it was actually a fitness. It was a way to work out. And when I tell you, it was a workout. We only went in there and played around with this. And I woke up the next day in a lot of pain. My whole body, from my shoulders down, was sore. And I don't know what. And I did learn a little routine in there called the fireman, okay?
A fireman. What the fuck's fireman?
It was just a little routine on the pole. Again, it sounds bad, but it's not. I tell you what, if you've never done it, and anyone that's watching this have never done a pole fitness class, I challenge you. I challenge you to go do it. I bet you won't last long. You gotta be strong.
I've never done one.
She could probably hack it. She could probably get up there and do it. Like I'm just now starting the gym.
I'm 40 now. I don't know if I can do it, y'all. I ain't a young buck no more.
But you just have to have like strength. And I've got strength, but type of strength it takes to like climb that pole. No, that's a challenge in itself. But we had a blast that day. And really looking back, if I had that to do all over again, I should have joined that, stuck with it. Because you want to talk about a body.
I'm going to flip up and down the pole.
It's for the fitness. It's what it gets the reward of working out and using the pole as a workout fitness. That it actually sculpts your body. You wouldn't want to do that?
No, I don't know. Maybe. I just go to the gym and work out.
I've started at the gym. I've just recently started. Tonight's will be my second night going. But that pole fitness, it's by far way more intense than going to the gym.
I don't know.
It is.
I ain't gonna kick it till I try it, I guess. Let's talk about Mellie with baby Richard. She said that she wanted to spend some quality time with him before we go to New Orleans.
I never thought I would have this kind of connection with any man. I love my son.
Yeah, because she knew once we hit that New Orleans, we were going to be gone for a while, and she's probably leaving out hungover, and surely she's coming back hungover.
Well, how long did we stay gone?
I think we were down there for like almost a week. Not quite a week, but right
She
now.
was being a good mom. I guess at the moment she was being a little Karen.
Yep, and she was definitely being a good mom by not taking him to New Orleans as a baby and letting him be looked after and watched. Considering we were going to go down there, probably have a little bit too much fun, and you don't want to have to come home and be able to.
Well, New Orleans ain't a place for kids to be out. That's what you're going down there to do. She also was talking about dating again. I didn't even know that she wanted to talk about dating again.
Well, sometimes Mellie just says that just to hear herself talk. She probably was no more worried about dating than anything in the world. Well, Annie, yeah, I know we went to New Orleans, but we also went to Ocean City. So it wasn't New Orleans, it was Ocean City, which was probably even worse. Because
Is this when we got off the RV and jumped into the water?
Yeah, let's talk about the RV ride to Ocean City, Annie.
Here we go again on an RV trip to Ocean City for a bachelorette party.
But I've never been. This is like gonna be like new for me.
Joanne, me, and Mellie are going over to Kayla's to pick up her and Annie so we can head off to Ocean City to get Kayla married. I am ready to show Kayla the best bachelorette week ever.
With you and Mellie, let's go. Come on. You remember that ride? You and Mellie, it was my bachelorette party and y'all took it over. You and Mellie took it over.
Was our drinking?
Yeah, you and her both.
I don't know if it was on the way to Ocean City or not.
Yeah, I think you both took some shots. Let's talk about it because that was what I call a wild ride.
Ain't it a wild ride when we're all together, especially with Mellie.
And especially when Nettie speaks up and says, let's take some shots, girls.
Boom, there you go. Boom. There's some crazy shit about to happen.
Oh, it happened. I mean, I was getting gifts for my bachelorette party. I opened up this gift. It was lingerie. You took it. You wanted to wear it. I mean, how good were you actually feeling? I don't know who she was going to wear lingerie for on this ride. Me either. It was just a gift. It was like being,
being funny at the time.
We were all being funny, but let's talk about, we actually had fun on that ride. However, Mellie was very freaking irritable. And once again, like you always say, and we always say, when is she not? If it's not about her, well, she's irritable.
Thing when we was going in the RV, when we was all going in, she face planted.
And when I seen the helmet with the two things where you, what do they call those something?
Beer bong.
Beer bong hat. That's what it was. When I seen that, I said, well, she's going to be the one to take that beer bong and show everybody how it's used right here on this RV. And when she does, she's going to get drunk. We're all in trouble. We're all going to be in trouble. Again, needless to say, she was very irritable. The alcohol really didn't help it. I think it intensified. Because she was pretty much mad the whole freaking RV ride. And prior to this RV ride and going down there and having all that fun, after 4 years, I finally got my braces off. So I myself felt so good, like about myself at this present time, and everything that was leading up, like I felt good. The bachelorette party was a flop. It was a failure. But even though it was a flop and a failure, I still had fun. So sometimes you have to roll with the punches to see how things play out. I certainly seen how everything played out.
Or did you notice when Richard told you goodbye, and then they just cut to an interview talking about how you're proud of him letting you go and how positive he's taken a step toward y'all's relationship at the time? But what was interesting is that your braces are still on in the interview.
So from the audience perspective, guys, getting on the RV, I was telling everybody about getting my braces off. But in all my interviews, my braces were on. So what happened with that and why it wasn't enough is because there was some interviews that we would have to go back like weeks later after an episode and redo.
Or if they were still on an interview you had already done.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Or if they were already on or still on, it was an interview that I done prior to them actually coming on, which sometimes happen. That's what you call reality television. It's a reality show. They were getting like stuff in real time, although there was things that had to be redone and just replayed out completely. That being said, it looked off, but in fact, my braces were in fact off. Although you see me with them on, they were off. It was just the interview was recorded before they come off. So, bam, there's that.
What's up with all the bracelets you had on your arm? You look like you had 100 of them up there.
Everybody wants to know about all the bracelets that was on my arm. I loved them back then, and I like them now. I mean, I love Bangles. The more, the better. Except for back in that time, I liked them pretty much to my elbow. If I could get them to the elbow, that's where they would go. I love Bangles. I love jewelry. And I like, at that point in time in my life, I like to be loud.
And Mellie, being in a bad mood, was just bringing our party down. Like, I don't know. It's like we didn't even want to do it anymore with her being in a bad mood. And no more than we get to Ocean City, bam, we started running for the ocean there.
Go, just run.
We're finally here.
Hold up, it's cold. The beach is cold, but I'm having fun. It kind of worked me up.
Well, and then do you remember me doing impressions of Mellie trying to jump out the RV with the RV going down the freaking road? It took me back to the freaking limo scene when she tried jumping out the damn limo.
All I remember is when that RV parked in Ocean City, Maryland, me and her took off in the middle of November. Was it November?
Oh, it was freezing. I can't remember exactly the time, and it was cold as out.
We run. Well, she took her shirt and everything off. I didn't. She took a bunch of clothing off. I didn't go as far as she did, but we ran straight for the ocean, and it was refreshing. I had a ball back then.
They took off and ran into that ocean, into waters that was so freaking cold that you wouldn't even put your dog, you wouldn't put an animal in the waters that was that cold. But y'all were freezing your titty balls off, too. It took a minute for us to get checked into the room after they were so wet and so cold.
We were in a room together. Me and Mellie was in a room together. It was so funny. Us coming in there with our wet clothes and everything. We had to get ready to go shoot another scene for that night. I think we went out to eat or something. I don't remember, but yeah, we had to go in there, get showered up, and be ready to. So many minutes to do it too. It was crazy.
And then like going back and looking through all this after all these years later, and like really looking back at everything we done. Honestly, I know some of it looked bad, but we actually had really good times. Even though there was bad times, but on the backside of all the bad, we did have a lot of fun. We truly did. And if there's anything I could do differently, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be where I am today.
True.
There's nothing I would do differently. Not marriage-wise, not children-wise, not moving states-wise, any of it, because I wouldn't be the woman or the mother or the person I am today or the wife I am today. I mean, our life is like building blocks, and it's kind of, sometimes your blocks, you can build them, and some people stay and keep growing and growing and growing, which is ultimately what everyone looks for. But then sometimes things have to come to a stop, and people have to like restart their lives over. And that's what I've had to do. I don't regret any of it. No. How about you? If there's
Not back then. Yeah, well, no, I ain't gonna so much say back then, but there would be some things I would change today, what my life today, but no, not back then.
what would you want to change today?
Just a few things.
Well, maybe next time we might just, figure out what them things you want to tweak. If there's things that you want to do, and if it's a positive thing, set your goals and achieve them. Well, guys, be sure to come back next time when we discuss season 3, episode 7, Surprise at the Altar.
And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and send in your burning questions. That's it for now. Bye, y'all. Bye, guys.